Hello and welcome to Maverick Learners. In this video, we will learn the scope of using abstract keyword. First of all, let us understand the meaning of data abstraction. So what is data abstraction? The way of hiding the details of implementation and only showing the blueprint of it is known as data abstraction. As we have already covered the concept of using interface, which was also a part of data abstraction, and again the usage of abstract keyword is also a part of data abstraction. So let us understand how to use abstract keyword. So for that I am going to create a text document, give the name as sample to it and change the extension as Java, and now edit this one. So I'm going to create a basic structure of a class, give the name as sample and write public Now this is the basic structure of a class. Now to show the implementation of abstract keyword, I have to create another class. So I'm going to create a class with the name of simple. Okay, but to make the class abstract, you have to write the keyword abstract in front of it. So as we have made this class abstract, now there are certain restrictions that you have to follow. So there are two important points that you have to always remember while implementing abstract keyword. So the first point is you cannot instantiate abstract class. So what do you mean by the term instantiation of a class? It means that you can make an instance of that class, but in the case of abstract class you cannot instantiate it, which means you cannot create an instance of that class. To implement the method inside the abstract class, which have to be of type of abstract, so the only possible way to access the method inside abstract class, which is also an abstract method, is to implement it through another class of the similar type of the class sample, which is the main class. Okay, so you have to create another class. So for that I am going to create another class. So give the name of class, suppose A, and now you have to inherit abstract class inside class A. So for that you have to write extends keyword followed by the name of the abstract class, which is simple. So if you remember what we have done in the case of interface, we have used the keyword implements over here at the same position. Okay, now this is the whole syntax of creating an abstract class and to implement any method inside abstract class via a different class of the same type of class main. Okay, and now I am going to create an abstract method inside it. So you have to write the keyword abstract followed by the return type of the method, and after that name of the method. Okay, so this is the name of the method and that's it. And now this is an abstract method, you cannot write the details of it over here, so you have to do it in another class which extends it. So I am going to write some code of it in different class, which is class A. So for that I am going to write a simple printing statement. So just write A as it has been called by class A. Okay, so that's it. And now while calling it from class sample, you have to call it in a different way. So if you remember what we have done in the case of interface, we will be repeating the same way over here. Okay, we are going to create a new object of class A. Okay, and the type of the object will be of class simple. So just write simple over here, which is the name of the abstract class followed by the name of the object. Okay, and now while calling this one you have to just write object dot name of the method. So that's it. Now save this one and try to run this one. So for that just write cmd change the directory, compile this one. Now you can see it has been compiled successfully, and just run this one. You can see we have got the desired result, it's A. And now we can have also abstract method as well as non-abstract methods, final methods, static methods, and even constructor inside abstract class. Okay, so I'm going to create all of them in this example. Okay, so I'm going to create an constructor. So the name of the constructor will be similar to the name of the class. Okay, so just write simple and just write a simple printing statement so that it will be easier for us to understand from where it has been called. Okay, so I'm going to write constructor over here. So this is the constructor that we have created. This is the abstract method, and now I'm going to create an static method. So to create a static method, you have to use the static keyword in front of the method name, and after that the return type of it and the name of the method. Okay, now you can give certain codes inside it. So I'm just writing a simple printing statement over here. So just write static for better understanding, and after that usage of final keyword, and again in the same syntax you have to write this one also, but give a different name of the method and print something. So I'm going to print final over here. Now we have created a constructor over here, abstract method, a static method, and a final method. Now to call a constructor you don't need to anything, because as soon as an object is created of the same class, constructor automatically invokes. Okay, so you don't need to worry about it. If you remember, the way of calling a static method is different from calling a normal method. Okay, so for that, to call this static method you have to write name of the class, simple, and followed by the name of the method. Okay, so over here it's method 2. So that's it for the static method, and after that for calling an final method. Okay, so just write this one. So that's it. Now save this one and try to run this one. Okay, so no error. So now you can see we have printed all of them. So as soon as the object is created, the constructor has been called. Okay, so although we haven't done anything to it, it has been invoked automatically. Okay, and after that A has been printed, which means abstract void math has been called via class A. Okay, after that static is printed, which means static void method 2 is been called, and after that final method is been called. So we have printed all of them in a sequential manner. So this was the whole concept of using abstract keyword. So hope you understand all the concept related to abstract keyword and interface. So both of them are a part of data abstraction in Java. Okay, so that's it for this video. Thank you.